my thing is like, and I think that would, but what about you? What would be something grand in your relationship? You've been married a while too, so you got this going on. We're like old dogs at this.
When we used to go away for our wedding anniversary every year, just one night, and I would like to do that. I would like to go up north just for one night and go for a hike.
Oh, nice.
A hike in the frozen woods. And then come, and just a little one.
Just a little frozen.
Yeah, because it's so pretty.
Yeah.
Somebody was showing me pictures the other day of frozen falls.
Yeah.
And stuff. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So something like that, because I really like to hike. He's not a big hiker.
Yeah.
And something that I like to do. And then have a nice dinner and a hot tub.
Hiking.
There you go.
We'll leave our husbands. That's a grand gesture.
At the bar.
Yeah. Like, if they could get us up north, here's a gesture. We'll hike. Leave those two sitting. I like it.
That might work.
Yeah.
See how things evolve?
Yeah. It works. We both give what we want. Yeah.
That's funny.
Weird.
Although he just had knee replacement surgery and his knee's great.
Good.
Yeah.
You know. And do you think like to think about like the grand gestures, how really minute
So
they
he has
really
no
are.
excuse
Yeah,
anymore.
that's right.
Go. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That
but
just
like when you said that, like the grand gesture, I'm sitting there going, "Gosh!" Sometimes I think like just every day, it's a grand thing that we are still communicating and loving and arguing and laughing and intimate,
Right.
And still on that ride and are enjoying it.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? Because it is. It's
when he does the dishes, it's like, oh, thanks.
I know.
So he announces it.
Yeah,
I did the dishes. So
Sexist
you know
says
what I
that's a man,
start
that's a
doing
man.
now?
Yeah.
I cooked.
Yeah. Hey, babe, look, I cooked. Come on in. Yeah.
I cleaned.
Yes.
I scrubbed the freaking toilet.
Yeah, my husband.
That's
says
his job.
He's the house husband, so he's learned how to cook and he does the laundry and stuff. But it's an interesting twist of things because it's what I did,
Right.
And
For a long
now,
time.
Yeah, and now he does it, and it's weird because like I'll go put dishes in the dishwasher and he'll say, "No, I got that. Just leave them be." And I'm like, "All right." And then I'll go, "Well, I'll do laundry." "No, you do it different." I'm like, "All right."
Oh, isn't that funny?
It's just so weird,
Yeah,
and
because
I know,
your roles reversed.
yeah, and I'm like, and I go, "Babe, I did do laundry for 18 years." He says, "I didn't say you didn't, but you just do it different."
Isn't that
I'm like,
funny?
"All right, yeah. So he does all of that stuff and everything. So it's really
Well,
very
bless
nice.
his heart.
I know it is. It's good, and he's learned to cook, and he does an amazing job. Some of the dishes he makes are better than mine.
Huh?
Yeah. So
Good for him.
It is. So it's really very cool, and it was hard for a while because I'd be like, God, I would sit there and I go, I think I should be doing something. Now I have no problem walking away from the table and leaving the dishes.
Wow, nice.
It's freeing. It's like, yes, this is great. Yeah. So it's weird, and that was a big shift for us.
Yes.
Because
So it's funny how love goes like that, it goes up in waves, and then there's times where we don't get along all that well, and then we'll get along fine, and then
it's so. It is, but like, and I remember, I forget who told me this long ago. Like, they remember the saying. I mean, growing up, it was always like, well, really, marriage is 50-50.
It's not,
and it's not. And I
it's
remember
100.
Yeah, it's like why would you only settle for everybody give 100%? Because nobody can be 100% all the time.
Right.
You just can't, and so you need the partner. And it's understanding that if you're not at 100% in head, really, it's not. Giving people the space to discuss it and evolve. Because, like, Chris is a very loving guy, but he's not a discusser. He doesn't like to talk about things because he thinks you rehash it, so it brings up more hurt. And then it's like, oh, it's a day later. Are we over that? Like, oh, no, here we go again. She's going to be mad again. Or, so it took a lot for me to give him his space. And, again, I always, I want to do it. Let's do it right now and stuff. And that. To where, and he's getting better. Even now, I mean, we've been married 32 years. Even now, it'll be like, I go, all right, let me know when you're ready to talk. And he'll just go, oh, there's talking involved. So I just know it's not, and I could push, but we're going to get nowhere. And it just needs argument and stuff like that. So we
what I do? I let Steve say whatever he's going to say, and I don't say anything, and I think about it for a little bit, and then I say, all right, I have something to say. This isn't an argument. This isn't a discussion. I just want you to hear my side.
Yeah.
And then and he tries to interrupt, and I didn't interrupt you. Just let me, and that seems to work well for us. Otherwise, he gets too mad.
Yeah. Oh, I do too.
And then I get mad.
Yeah. Oh, me too. Me and Chris are the same way. It's like, because if we interrupt, we're not listening.
Right.
My husband, his one key thing is like, if we start, it always starts out as a conversation, and then and I'm being Italian, my voice naturally gets louder. It's not that I'm yelling.
Same with me.
I am yelling because you're not hearing me.
Right.
Like, get the shit out of your ears. So that's why I'm yelling.
But it's like somebody that doesn't understand your language.
Yes.
Talking louder does not help.
Right, exactly. And I try, but then I'll start, like, I always use the I feel statements. And sooner or later, Chris will just say, right now, I don't really give a shit how you feel. I go, all right, good to know. Because he'll finally say it. I'll go, babe, you're not listening. You're not listening. I'm trying to tell you how I feel. I feel. And I'll say it, and then all of a sudden he'll go, no, you're right. I don't really give a shit how you feel right now. Maybe later. And I'll be like, yep, we're done.
Right.
And we're not mad.
And that's when you have to walk away,
it's just
though.
like a
because
timeout. Just
right.
take a timeout.
Right.
Yeah. And it doesn't give, like, and I say, when I work with couples, I go, just because you take a timeout doesn't give you the right to be a bitch or to be an asshole.
Right.
You know, you still need to love each other and get through. It's just like, hey, you just had to put it on hold because you can never argue or discuss when there's emotion involved. Let it go. Let it go. You can't.
And so often you have to realize that. And this is what love is. You have to realize that you're not going to change each other's minds.
No.
That you are not going to see things my way.
Nope.
And there's no way I'm saying things your way because your way was wrong. But
yes, exactly. Because you don't know what you're talking about. Right. Yeah.
And just let it go. Yeah. Sometimes you do.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll just.
Yep. Yeah. And I've learned, it's taken years, I says, to where, especially with Chris is more of an introvert, to see when his emotion is high because he doesn't show his emotion. Like my emotion, you can see it right away, from passion to whatever. It's there. It's written on my face. You can tell the minute I've hit the emotional level, whether good or bad. With Chris, it was always difficult. So I would like say things like 10 times, like, because I wouldn't get a reaction like I wanted. So I'd say, well, I don't think you heard me clearly. Let me just say it one more time. And I would go through it again, and he'd go, okay, I heard you. And I go, well, no, you didn't, because I'm waiting for a reaction.
Right.
You know, and then pretty soon he'd say, I'm not stupid. I heard you.
I've heard
Here's my reflective listening skills. You are feeling frustrated because. And I go, all right. And then I was really bad because then I wasn't listening to him, because I didn't get the reaction I wanted. It's just, it is. And I mean, marriage is, it's a riot. And
it is.
It's exhausting and exhilarating at the same time. That just doesn't make sense, but it is.
It is. It is. But if you're, and if you're in a committed relationship, I know when I was young, I used to think that if you were with the right person, it should be easy all the time. I did think that.
Okay.
I know. Naive. I'm naive.
Yes.
And so I think that's why I left a lot of relationships, because it was not easy anymore. Yeah. And this one is not easy.
No.
And, I mean, there are times when it is.
Right.
But there are times when it's very, very difficult.
Yeah, there's no guarantees in the end.
No.
I mean, that's the other thing. There's no guarantees how long it will last.
No. And it's okay. When people get divorced, they always think that it's so horrible. But if that's the right thing for you to do, and you're hurting each other, and you can love somebody and still hurt them,
right, and not be able to live together,
right?
Yeah, and all that. I agree. And then the other thing is people, well, most people, not all, but get confused between a loving marriage and sex.
Yeah,
it's just a very, and sex is such a individual kind of thing. I mean, you can share it, but nobody's driving. Again, that drive is not going to be the same.
Right.
And all that, and it has really evolved
for
us. And the intimacy is so different now
than it was
then.
Right.
And like you screwed like
and
rabbits
it's okay.
when you're younger,
and it's
sex
okay.
Is always.
Right.
You're always, can't keep your hands off each other.
Right.
And now it's like the intimacy and the touching, and that is, I don't know. I don't want to say it's more intentional, or it's almost like you're more sensitive to it. It's weird. It's like
because it's not as frequent, perhaps.
But it's just the opposite.
It is.
It's almost
weird.
like, for me, it happens more often. It's just like, it's like the kiss leaving for work is very intentional.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where back when we were younger, having intercourse all the goddamn time.
Right.
Kiss was on the cheek, flying out the door. Yeah.
Right.
And now there's like this.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Intention behind it all,
right.
and even, like my husband will just, and I do the same thing, it's just like when I kiss him, it's not just a kiss and a go. It's like, no, I make sure my hands are on it, and I'm touchy, so there's this, it's changed for me anyway. I will say it's changed for Chris too, because he would agree.
Right.
I'm speaking
Right.
for him. Yeah. Yeah. But you know what I mean? So there's an intention behind it.
Right.
You
And
know,
you're right. One day Steve left and he didn't kiss me goodbye. It was when it was a big snow and he didn't come back down the hall to kiss me goodbye because he had his boots on. He was already, and the whole day I was like a little discombobulated.
Yeah, a little off. Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just, there's just a difference of it. And then like those grand gestures too. I think that's the other thing is that there's more intention when you see it. Like you says, even when the dishes are done. Mm-hmm. There's intention, and I don't know. I don't know if there's a relaxation or like I said, the closeness you become, but you notice the little things become so important.
Right.
Or you rejoice in those and celebrate the little things and stuff.
They're like little reminders of why you're still together.
Yeah, exactly. They just have, and then of course I think a lasting marriage, just as your memory goes, it's very helpful. Yeah, so you can't remember why I was pissed last week, but I knew there was something, but I'll let it go because I can't recall it.
So we're not going to argue.
No, we're good. We're good.
So love is different, and for so many seasons throughout our lives, and we have so many different kinds of love for friends, for parents, for kids, for husbands. It's hard to define love because there are so many different kinds.
Yeah. Remember the love story quote? Love is never having to say you're sorry.
That is so true.
And I just totally disagree.
See, no, but when I don't think love is, but when my kids would do something and they'd say, "I'm sorry, Mom," well then don't do it.
Right.
If you're doing something and you are thinking, "I'm going to have to apologize for this later," or this is going to hurt somebody, then don't do it. Just the other day, there was on Facebook, somebody said that their husband went out on them. Is it okay for them to date? Come on.
Oh, Jesus.
They're not even divorced.
Did
and people were saying, yes, be happy. Yeah.
Did they taste the Tide
And people
Pods,
were
too?
saying, yes,
No.
you need to be happy. Bullshit.
No.
You're still married. Give yourself time to grieve.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. Exactly. It's a loss.
Wow.
You have to grieve it.
Yes.
You do. See, and like when
That made me angry, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't real freaked out, but I just thought, oh, what a bunch of stupid people.
Yeah. There's a bunch of them. But I look at like the saying I'm sorry. There's the whole asking and granting forgiveness is a big part of a healthy relationship. It just really is, because there are those sorry moments. We're human. We're going to make mistakes. I really believe it's never intentional. You don't go out intentionally, but there is. And as much as you say, I'm sorry, it is very freeing when your spouse can grant you forgiveness, because then they've really let it go. And I feel that too. Like if Chris has done something and he'll say to me, he'll go, I'm sorry. I know he's sorry.
Right.
It doesn't make what he did right by saying he's sorry, but if I can't grant the forgiveness, I've not let it go. It'll come up in an argument. It'll be there because it's still there. And it's just like that time span.
And then and you have to let it. You have to forgive her. It builds into resentment.
Yeah, and it's rewarding. Like, and Crystal's like, even till this day, I'll say stuff to Chris, and I go, God, I'm sorry, I was just really just not in tune, or whatever. And he'll say to me, he'll go, that's okay, and I go, no, it's not. No, it's not okay behavior. No, it's not. Like that, and I'll say that.
Dancing on the street part, was that what it was?
Well, the nakedness was really the part.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Chris. I had clothes on when I went out there. I'm sorry, I don't know what happened.
It dissolved in the rain. That's all I got to do.
I told you not to wear those water dissolving clothes anymore.
Yeah. All right, on a side note, and no, we're not drinking. Anyway.
Really, we didn't even open a bottle of wine tonight. Thank God.
I just know, like, when me and Chris had a long conversation about how important it is for him to grant forgiveness. I says, because if you don't, I don't know that. When you say it's not a big deal, I goes, you're dismissing my apology. And you know what I mean? And dismissing, like, what I'm saying I'm sorry for. So I says, it's really listen to what I'm saying. And we had to work on that, and it helped me, and it's not like it's about me, but to forgive myself for doing it, and not go, well, oh yeah, So he forgot to put gas in the car. Well, that asshole, I tripped over his boots last week. Or so, just something petty.
Right.
Where it's just, what I mean? But
then it, dominoes, right.
It's really, it's a gift. I mean, it truly is. It's just to really grant somebody forgiveness, even in your life, if you say that to